Ladies, let me ask you a question that will shake you right to your soul. Are you ready to become the kind of woman that makes him obesity with you? Not because you chase, not because you beg, but because your NRGY speaks louder than any words ever could. I'm talking about that woman who walks in the room and the air shifts. The one who doesn't demand attention, she commands it. The one who doesn't compete it because she already knows there's no competition. If you're ready to be that woman, I want you to say this out loud with me. I am the prize. I am the upgrade. Because today, we're unlocking 7 stupid, simple, but powerful ways to drive him nuts about you. Yes, crazy in love, obsessed, hooked, but not by playing games. Oh no, we're doing this by stepping into your full, high-value self. Let's go. 1, be unapologetically confident. Listen, confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. It's about being certain of who you are, even when the world tries to make you doubt it. You know what drives a man wild? A woman who doesn't flinch in her worth. You walk like you know where you're going, even if you're still figuring it out. You smile like you've got secrets. You speak like your voice matters, because it does. Confidence is magnetic. People can smell it from across the room. And when you wear it like perfume, baby, he won't be able to get enough. 2, have a life that excites you. Let me say this with love. Stop waiting for someone else to make your life exciting. You want him to be intrigued. Get BUSY being lit up about your own passions. Start that side hustle. Travel solo. Take that dance class. When you live a life that excites you, you become unforgettable. Because here's the truth, men fall hard for women who are already whole. He wants to be a part of your life, not your entire life. And when you're thriving, he'll want to thrive with you. 3, keep a little mystery. Now don't confuse this with playing games. I'm not talking about disappearing for days or pretending you're not interested. I'm talking about not giving everything away at once. Let him discover you like a great book, page by page. When you keep a little mystery, you create curiosity. And curiosity keeps him coming back for more. Let your presence spark his imagination. Let him wonder, what's she thinking? What's she dreaming about? That mystery, that's fire. 4, set standards, not ultimatums. A high-value woman doesn't scream, threaten, or beg. She sets boundaries quietly and clearly. She knows what she will and will not tolerate, and she doesn't bend those standards to keep a man. Oh no. Because she knows this, the right man steps UP, not AY, when he meets a woman with standards. When you say, this is how I deserve to be treated, and you mean it, he'll either rise or he'll leave. And trust me, sis, if he leaves, he was never the one. 5, compliment his masculinity. Now I'm going to drop a truth bomb here. Men want to feel needed just like women want to feel wanted. If you want to drive him nuts about you, make him feel like a king, not from a place of desperation, but from a place of power. Notice the things he does well. Let him fix something for you. Let him lead sometimes. Because when a strong woman makes space for a man to feel strong too, that's a power couple in the making. Your softness is not weakness. It's strategy. It's power. Use it. 6, master the art of presence in a world full of distractions. The sexiest thing you can be is present. When you're with him, be with him. Look into his eyes. Listen with your whole heart. Laugh like you mean it. Because when you're fully present, you become a moment he can't forget. Not a text message, not a highlight reel, not a fantasy, but a real living, breathing experience he will replay in his mind over and over again. Presence is intimacy, and intimacy is what makes you unforgettable. 7, love yourself louder than anyone else. This is the crown jewel. You want to drive him wild. Start loving yourself out loud. Talk to yourself like someone worth loving. Treat yourself like someone worth fighting for. When you embody self-love, You set the tone for how everyone else must treat you, because how you love Wyowu will always teach him how to love you. If you dim your light, he'll miss your shine. But when you walk in your full glow, he won't be able to look away. Now, let me land this plane. Being a high-value woman is not about looks, status, or chasing validation. It's about knowing deep in your bones that you are enough. It's about becoming the kind of woman who doesn't chase, but attracts, who doesn't settle, but selects, who doesn't beg, but believes. And when you show up like that, he'll be checking his phone, checking his heart, checking his life, wondering how he can lock you down. Not because you're trying to be the woman he wants, but because you're already the woman the world needs. So go ahead. Walk like you know who you are. Speak like your words shape worlds. Love like you've never been broken. Because you, my sister, are the storm, the sunshine, and the standard. And the man who's meant for you, he'll be going absolutely nuts to keep up. Energy is your loudest language. It walks into the room before you do. It speaks before you open your mouth. It lingers long after you leave. You can dress the part, say the right things, and do everything by the book. But if your energy doesn't match, people feel it. Especially men. Especially the kind of man who is tuned in, not just to what you do, but to who you are when no one's watching. You see, energy doesn't lie. You can fake a smile, but you can't fake peace. You can pretend to be confident, but you can't fake alignment. A woman who is in tune with herself radiates something that turns heads without trying. It's not about the makeup, the heels, or the curve of her body. It's something more primal, more undeniable, something that makes people stop mid-sentence and wonder, who is she? That's the power of energy, and it starts with you. How you speak to yourself, how you carry yourself when no one's looking, what you believe about your worth in silence, because energy is not performance. It's presence. It's your vibe, your frequency, the emotional tone that you bring into every room, every conversation, every moment. Have you ever met someone who didn't say much, but the way they looked at you, the way they held themselves, made you sit up straighter? That's energy. On the flip side, have you ever met someone who was stunning to look at, but something felt off? That's energy too. It doesn't matter how polished your words are if your spirit is screaming insecurity. It doesn't matter how calm you act if your energy is chaotic. People will always remember how you made them feel, and energy is the feeling you leave behind. When a woman owns her energy, she doesn't have to announce her worth. She becomes it. She doesn't need to seek approval because she is the approval. She doesn't shrink to make others comfortable because her light isn't a spotlight. It's a sunrise. Warm, steady, unapologetic. She's grounded, not loud. Confident, not cocky. Feminine, but powerful. And that combination, that's the kind of energy that makes a man sit up, pay attention, and want to step into her world. But here's the truth, your energy cannot be outsourced. It's not something you can buy, borrow, or fake. It's built in the quiet moments, in your healing, in your habits, in your decision to stop begging for crumbs and start serving yourself full plates. Your energy becomes magnetic when you start pouring into your own cup without waiting for someone else to hand it to you. When you wake up and choose to show up for yourself with intention, grace, and discipline, your energy shifts. Your aura speaks louder than your lips ever could. And guess what? High value men, they read energy like books. They're not just watching what you do. They're feeling who you are. They sense desperation. They sense insecurity, but they also sense peace. They feel authenticity. They recognize power when it's quiet, when it's graceful, when it's not begging to be noticed, but still refuses to be ignored. So if you want to drive him nuts in the most magnetic, lasting, soul-stirring way, it starts here. Fix your energy and everything else follows. Your glow, your posture, your magnetism. It all roots back to the energy you cultivate within. Because long after the looks fade, the novelty wears off and the conversations quiet down. It's your energy that stays in his mind. It's what he'll replay when he's alone. It's what he'll crave when he's searching for something real. Standards set the tone. Silence enforces them. Every relationship, every dynamic, every interaction begins with the silent question, what will she allow? You see, people don't always listen to your words. They respond to what you tolerate. You can talk about self-worth, post quotes about boundaries, and declare your non-negotiables out loud, but it's your quiet decisions, what you allow, what you overlook, what you accept, that teach others exactly how to treat you. Standards are not about having a long list of requirements. They are not about being difficult, demanding, or hard to please. Standards are about self-respect. They are the internal compass that says, this is what's okay with me. This is how I deserve to be treated. And once you've set them, you don't need to scream, plead, or justify. You simply become unavailable to anything that doesn't align. Your energy shifts when you decide to stop explaining your worth and start embodying it. When someone crosses a line, you don't need to launch into a lecture. You don't need to fight for your respect. All you need to do is remove your presence. Your silence becomes your boundary. Your absence becomes your answer. When you stop arguing with people about how to treat you, you reclaim your power. Because respect isn't requested, it's reflected. There is something powerful about a woman who doesn't repeat herself. A woman who doesn't beg someone to do better. A woman who makes one silent decision and shifts her energy accordingly. That kind of woman is unforgettable. That kind of woman sets the tone for everything around her without ever raising her voice. It's easy to set standards when things are calm, but your real strength shows when you hold them in moments of emotion. When someone tests your boundaries, when you're tempted to give just one more chance, when you're afraid of losing love, attention, or connection. That's the moment your standards reveal whether they were rooted in self-worth or fear. And the truth is, men test standards, not always out of malice, but out of curiosity. They want to know, is this really who she is, or is it just a performance? Will she bend when she's lonely? Will she stay silent when it hurts? Will she lower the bar if I stop trying? The moment you compromise what you know you deserve, you answer those questions for him. And once he knows the line moves, he will never respect the boundary again. But when you hold the line with quiet conviction, when you don't chase, when you don't justify, when you let your absence speak volumes, that's when everything changes. That's when you flip the script. That's when he realizes you're not like the rest, because you're not begging to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. Setting standards is an act of self-love. It's you telling the world, I've done the work. I know what I bring. I'm not settling for a connection that costs me my peace. And the beautiful part, when you do this consistently, you begin to attract people who respect your boundaries without being told, who rise to meet you where you are, who don't need to be reminded of your worth because they see it, they feel it, they value it. Silence is your secret weapon. It doesn't argue, it doesn't chase, it doesn't explain. It simply exits what no longer serves. And in doing so, it teaches others exactly how to treat you without ever saying a word. Presence over perfection, always. In a world that glorifies filters, rehearsed conversations, curated timelines, and staged moments, the real flex is being present. Fully, genuinely, unapologetically present. People are tired of performance, tired of perfection that feels plastic. What touches hearts, what drives real connection, is someone who shows up fully as themselves, flaws and all, with nothing to prove and everything to feel. Being present is rare. Most people are mentally somewhere else, replaying the past, anxious about the future, distracted by notifications, caught in the trap of overthinking their every move, every word, every gesture. But when you choose presence, when you sit across from someone and really see them, really hear them, you become unforgettable. Because presence tells someone you matter right now. And that message is powerful. Men don't remember every word you say. They don't remember every outfit you wore, but they remember how they felt when they were with you. They remember the woman who looked them in the eye and listened without needing to be right. They remember the energy of someone who wasn't performing, who wasn't trying to impress, but was simply being real in the moment. That kind of presence is more intoxicating than any fragrance, more alluring than any look. Perfection creates pressure. It builds walls. It says, don't come too close. I'm trying to maintain this image. But presence creates intimacy. It says, come as you are. I'm right here with you. That's where the magic happens. That's where emotional connection is born. Not in the polished surface, but in the raw, unfiltered truth of now. To be present is to be brave. It means putting down your phone. It means not scripting every interaction. It means showing up with your heart open, even when you don't have all the answers. It means letting go of control and trusting that who you are right now is enough. It's not easy. Presence requires vulnerability, but vulnerability is what builds trust, and trust is what builds connection that lasts. When you're present, you give permission. You invite others to lower their guard. You make it safe for them to show up fully too. And that safety, that's addictive. That's what makes a man think about you long after you're gone. Because while perfection might impress, it doesn't linger. Presence does. Presence echoes in the soul. It's the way you lean in when he speaks. The way you laugh with your whole body, not caring how it looks. The way you pause and breathe and take in the moment without rushing it. That's the woman who stays in his memory. The one who didn't need to be perfect because her presence was more powerful than perfection ever could be. So many people are chasing love through performance, through trying to be the ideal partner, the flawless image. But the real connections, the lasting ones, are built in the pauses, in the quiet moments, in the spaces where nothing is said, but everything is felt, where you don't need to do anything, say anything, prove anything. Just be there, present, real, awake, because when you choose presence, you show that you're not trying to control the outcome. You're just here to experience the moment. And that grounded energy, that calm, centered, open space is a rare and irresistible force. It draws the right people towards you. It creates connection without effort. And it reminds everyone around you what real feels like. Mystery maintains magnetism. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, mystery is a breath of fresh air. It's not about being secretive or manipulative. It's about keeping something for yourself. It's about leaving room for curiosity, for discovery, for intrigue. People value what they have to uncover. They chase what doesn't come with all the answers laid out in front of them. When you give everything away at once, your story, your heart, your plans, your pain, you remove the thrill of the journey. You take away the magic of wondering what's next. Mystery isn't about silence. It's about timing. It's knowing what to say, what to hold, and when to reveal. It's the confidence to know that not everything needs to be explained. It's letting someone earn access to the deeper layers of you instead of offering them up without being asked. Mystery is what makes someone lean in. It's what keeps their mind spinning long after the conversation ends. It's what makes you memorable in a world where so many rush to be known too quickly. A high-value woman understands that her story is a treasure not a public broadcast. She knows that emotional intimacy is a privilege, not a free sample. She doesn't rush to tell someone every detail of her past. She doesn't try to overcompensate by being an open book on the first page. She lets others read slowly, pay attention, stay engaged. That kind of woman becomes a story he wants to keep reading. Not because she's withholding, but because she's intentional. Not because she's playing games, but because she values herself enough to pace the connection. Men are wired to pursue. Curiosity activates their desire to know more, to lean in, to stay invested. When everything is revealed too soon, the energy drops, the mystery dissolves. But when there's just enough to feel connected and just enough withheld to spark intrigue, the chemistry grows. It becomes a dance instead of a transaction, an experience instead of a checklist. And that dance is what keeps him thinking about you long after the conversation is over. Mystery also means maintaining a sense of independence, not making every moment about him, not revolving your life around what he's doing or thinking. When you have your own passions, your own routines, your own emotional world, you remain fascinating. You show that your life is full with or without him. That energy is irresistible. It shows that you're not waiting for someone to complete you, but that you're open to sharing the journey with someone who matches your depth. Mystery creates contrast. It's the quiet confidence in your eyes, the strength in your boundaries, the softness in your silence. It's the moments where you don't overshare, where you choose presence over performance, where you let your energy speak instead of over-explaining yourself. That contrast is powerful. It creates emotional tension, not drama. It keeps the interaction alive, layered, and engaging. And that's exactly what keeps you in his mind. The mystery isn't about confusion or mixed signals. It's about elegance. It's about restraint. It's about understanding that you don't owe all of yourself to anyone who hasn't earned access. That your depth is sacred. And being mysterious doesn't mean being distant. It means being discerning. You choose what to reveal and when to reveal it, not out of fear, but out of self-respect. When you carry that kind of mystery, people don't just want your time. They want your trust. They don't just want to be near you. They want to understand you. And that journey of discovery, when guided with grace and clarity, creates magnetism that can't be faked or forced. It creates a space where love can grow through genuine curiosity, not obligation or expectation. Self-love teaches others how to love you. It's not about spa days or bubble baths, though those are beautiful expressions of care. It's about how you talk to yourself when no one's watching. It's about the way you show up for yourself when things fall apart. It's about how you treat your own heart when life gets messy, when people disappoint you, when love doesn't show up the way you hoped it would. Self-love is the foundation of every relationship you'll ever have because it quietly sets the example for how others should treat you. When you hold yourself in high regard, people can feel it. It's in the way you walk into a room, not loud or boastful, but grounded. It's in your voice, not forced or perfect, but sure. It's in your decisions, not made out of desperation, but from clarity and self-worth. You no longer entertain what insults your soul because your inner peace has become too valuable to trade for temporary comfort. And when people witness you loving yourself that deeply, they understand this is someone I cannot approach half-heartedly. People will only meet you as deeply as you've met yourself. If you abandon your needs, your dreams, your values just to be loved, you teach others that your love is conditional on being chosen.